Hi, this is Dawn, and this podcast is The Point, where we talk all things wedding planning in the city of Pittsburgh and beyond. If you're newly engaged, a year into planning, or you're going to say I do in 30 days, this podcast is for you. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. We're going to talk about a very hot topic, which is content creation at weddings, both from the couple's perspective and also the vendor perspective. And I have a dear friend with me. Her name is Kaitlyn Mayer from KM Content Studio. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited.
This is your first time being interviewed.
Yeah, in this capacity. Usually I'm on the opposite side because I worked in news.
Right.
So it's a little weird sitting over here. Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about your background a little bit.
So I started off in TV news right after I graduated. I worked for a station out in Altoona, and then I came back to Pittsburgh. I've always worked in media in some form. That's kind of how I found a passion for video editing and filming and that kind of stuff. And then when I was on maternity leave last fall, I decided that I just wanted to start my own little thing, my own little business. I've always loved content creation. I kind of grew up in that generation of influencers, YouTubers, all that kind of stuff, but I've never done it myself. But I've always loved weddings and planning weddings, and I've been on TikTok and seen wedding content creators. They're a big thing over on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I was I could do this. I do this professionally in some capacity already. So I was let me just start it. And I did. And it has taken off.
It has more than taken off.
Yeah.
You've exploded.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
For that.
Thank
because, there's nothing better than being an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. You say who, you say where, you say when, how much. The industry has challenges, and I think you've already been thrown into the lion's den, and you've picked up on some of those things, but you're learning to navigate your way around that. So that brings me back around to, there's a philosophy that, or I guess not a philosophy, but a perspective, a point of view that anyone with a phone is a content creator. Mm-hmm. I'm a content creator. I go to weddings. I take video.
You are a little mini content creator. I've seen you with your phone before. You're a little mini content creator.
But am I a professional content creator?
No.
Yes.
Well, I've been told that before. And my response is always everybody with a whisk is not a pastry chef. Everybody that buys cameras is not a photographer. My mom she's had pretty nice cameras, and she used to take pictures of us playing sports. Yeah. I wouldn't say she's a professional photographer. Sorry, Mom. But she does a good job.
Yeah.
But you can buy all that equipment and you can have it, and it can be a passion project.
Right.
But it doesn't make you a professional. And it's the same with an iPhone. I know everybody has iPhones. I know everybody can take videos, but it's the storytelling aspect and knowing what you have to shoot. When I film video, you saw when we did our angel wedding couples engagement shoot, I edit it so fast because as I'm filming, I already know
the storyline.
Yeah, I see it in my head already. Yeah. And it's hard to kind of explain that to people. As I'm filming, I'm okay, I know I need this clip, and I can hear the song in my head that I want to use and that sort of stuff. So I understand that everybody can take videos with their phones, but not everybody can go into it with that creative mindset and be able to portray a story with an iPhone video.
Yeah, I have so much respect for that. And just to elaborate on that story a little bit, we did a photo shoot, an engagement shoot with the angel wedding couple, Mikey and Kaylee, and then we went to dinner afterwards. And during dinner, she whipped out a video with sound, with the music, with everything, and shared it with the couple before the food was served.
Yeah.
And we were all kind of sitting there going, oh my goodness, how did she do that?
Yeah.
And so that just kind of brings that home. Yeah, I can go to a wedding and I can take a bunch of clips and I can send them to my dear friend and say, can you do something with this for me? And then I'm sure it's a struggle for you because you didn't plan that timeline and everything that you needed. And I imagine that was the same when you worked for the news media outlets, that you were dealing with someone else that was taking content, trying to create a story out of that, which is trying to create a short, and that was problematic. So here's one thing that I have noticed, and I want to talk to you a little bit about. And I know there's a little bit of territorial space in media between the videographers, the photographers, and the content creators. There's no doubt that there are some in that field that really have a problem with content creators. And it's my opinion that it's the couple's wedding day. It should be their choice and what they want for that day. But some of these photographers even have it in their contract that they can't have another photographer on site that day. And I understand if it's Uncle Bill with the Canon camera because they're in the way taking pictures, but a content creator is not a photographer or a videographer. And explain what your thoughts are on that.
I think that there's a big misconception with photographers and with other videographers that like the content creator is going to be in their way. And a lot of them kind of see content creation as like silly. And they're like, well, I need the bride for portraits. And like, you can't be filming TikToks. I have not been asked to film a TikTok when the time I've done content
all this
creating.
time.
Yeah. It's not really like, I think it started as like a big social media trend. And like people want like those trendy videos that go to like the Mamma Mia songs and like all that kind of stuff. There are some people that want that, but most couples are like, I literally just want like a little reel to post on social media. So I'm not taking the couple away from the day. I'm like behind everybody. Like you've seen the things that I shot. Like I'm always off center. I'm never like in front of the couple. I don't pose the couple. I know that there may be content creators that do that, but there's bad eggs in every industry. So maybe they've had a bad interaction with the content creator, and now they're like, well, I'm not giving any content creator another shot, which just isn't fair, and it does nothing but like make the couple's day, because now you're bringing like toxic energy to your couple's day.
Absolutely.
And you don't want like vendors that are vibing poorly with each other, because like couples can pick up on that, guests can pick up on that. So I just wish that more photographers and videographers would like give content creators a shot. Because we're not there to like take over what you're doing. We understand that we're third in line.
Their content.
Yeah. We're third in line. We know that. We're not saying that I'm going to like, no, I think you should pose the bride this way. And I actually don't do this because I need to take the bride over here. Like that's not what it is.
And you're also not trying to devalue their content.
Yeah.
You're not right over their shoulder taking a video of the exact same shot that they're and snapping a picture so that you can post it on Instagram before they've even had a chance to download the raw files and edit them, correct?
Yeah, right. It's more so like the stuff that I like shooting is when they're doing their portraits and like they're between poses and they kind of like glance at each other, they give a little kiss, like stuff like that. Or like bride's walking down the aisle and like her brother is sobbing. Like that's the kind of stuff that I shoot. I'm not like in the aisle. Like I did a wedding a couple weeks ago, and the photographer was like, I just want you to know I'm going to be walking up and down the aisle. And I was like, I know that. It's fine. I won't be in the aisle. I'm not in the aisle. I sit in the pews. Like that's how I get my shots. So I'm not in the way. And I understand that there are content creators that feel that they are more important than the other two vendors on location, but it's not, most content creators don't act that way. So they have to just give it a chance to the other content creators.
At the end of the day, no vendor is more important than the other vendors. And I think that is in itself in an industry overview in whole that everyone needs to work in tandem with each other, because at the end of the day, we want the couple to be happy. We want them to be like, my wedding was dope. Everything unfolded exactly as we expected. We don't want there to be any pushback or problems and all of that. We don't want them to have any bad vibes or bad feelings about anything that happened at their wedding. And the best way to execute that is to work in tandem with each other. We're a team. We may not know each other. We may not have ever met before. I would say it would be the photographer, the videographer's responsibility to reach out to you and say, can we have a 5-minute conversation about how this is going to unfold on their wedding day? Because I know they're important to me and they're important to you, and we both want to do our jobs and work well together. And I think that's a better way of taking that on, as opposed to, you can't have content creator here today. It's in my contract. Like, I think that's really not in the couple's best interest.
Right. Which also then, if you're putting that, because you and I have come across photographers that have that in their contract, that you can't have a content creator at a wedding, but then are guests not allowed to have their phones out?
Exactly.
So like, what is this? Yeah. So then are you telling the couple's guests, you can't take any video on your phone?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't understand.
Yeah. So, and what are you going to do if they show up? What if the photographer or the videographer doesn't even know that there's a content creator hired and you show up that day and it's in their contract? What are they going to do? Go to the couple and say what?
Right.
She needs to leave?
After they already paid?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think it's a matter, this industry, I think you have to be fluid and you have to roll with things, and you always have to remember who's the customer. There's no wedding, there's no decor, there's no flowers, there's no venue, there's no anything without the customer. It's not your photography or videography to put on your website for your content. It's their wedding, and who knows what life holds ahead for them. These are memories that they're going to have with them all the days of their lives. But I want to talk about what I see the value in content creation. And I've noticed this with our couples over the last couple of years. It's the dopamine effect, right? When we post something on social media and we get that rush, we're just married and we want to post something on social media, but we don't have our photos yet, our sneak peeks from a photographer or a sneak peek from a videographer. But we wake up hungover 9 a.m. the next morning from our wedding, and we have that dopamine rush because this big wedding that we planned unfolded like we expected. We're married, we're happy, we're like, oh my God, what happened last night? And like, I want to relive it. I want to relive it. I want to see. And they're on this roller coaster, and they're really, really high on this roller coaster. And I see you as a content creator just giving them exactly what they need. You're giving them something that they can relive that day. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts on that.
Yeah. So I say I send everything within 24 hours, almost always. And my husband and my kids can attest to this. They're like, leave mommy alone when she gets back from a wedding. I almost always send everything like before 7 a.m. I try my very best to like stay up all night and like edit and send everything. Because I think that it's important, like you said, when you wake up and it's there for you. You don't need to like, because I can remember like weddings that I've been to, like people texting me, the bride texted me like, hey, I think I saw you like a video of this. Could you send it to me? Or do you have pictures of this? Can you send it to me? And then you're spending the day after your wedding, asking everybody to text you stuff. And you're just getting like an influx of pictures and videos.
And DMs.
Yeah.
And text
and like
messages.
You've been tagged in a million things on Facebook and on Instagram. And that's how you have to like absorb your content. But with content creation, you just wake up to your gallery and it's there for you. And I send hundreds and hundreds of clips. There was a wedding that I did like 2 weeks ago. They got 700 different clips of everything that I did. And it's like from the very beginning of your day when I join you to like the very end of your day. And the clips are anywhere from like 5 to 15 seconds, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. But it's enough to feel like, okay, like we can now watch all of these and we can like relive everything that happened yesterday, which is fun.
And when all those guests are taking clips or videos, if it's an Unplugged ceremony and they're allowing it, and they're taking those clips and they're posting them on social media and tagging the bride and groom, they're like kind of stealing their thunder a little bit.
Yeah.
You should allow the bride and groom to post first. They should be able to announce, we did it. We got hitched. We got married. And then everyone else can like, share, like filter in. But I really think that it might even be a little disappointing to the couple to not be able to make that announcement first, and you give them something to do it with. Yeah. I think you also, and I don't think that the photographers and the videographers respect this, but I think you take a little bit of pressure off of them.
Yeah, I think so too. A lot of photographers send the sneak peeks. I think videographers do some sort of like a minute-long sneak peek or something too. But it's not always within 24 hours.
Correct.
And it's not like all of their content. So if you wake up the next day, you're like, okay, I want to post pictures. Now I have to wait for the sneak peeks. Yeah. So you're waiting for like 2-3 days to get those back. But with a content creator, you have all of that content already there for you. So you're free to post it. You're free to take it. And like with the photographers and videographers, it takes the pressure off of your backs because somebody already gave you content. Yeah. And yes, you still have to obviously, by your contract, turn over that content to them. But like, you're not going to be getting nagged. You're not going to be getting like, hey, I'm still waiting on my pictures. Yeah. Like, hey, thanks for coming.
Peeks, but where's my
the text? Like, I know people send texts and like, thank you so much for being there last night. When am I going to get some pictures?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're kind of like feeling that like rush that they get and that high, and like they can like sit with that for a little bit.
Yeah, agreed. And also, I think all of the vendors event day do not realize that it's likely they benefit from it as well.
Yeah, I always take clips of the vendors that I'm working with. I ask them beforehand if that's okay, and most of the time they say yes. But I always take clips of like the venue, the photographers, like if the floral shop is there and I know who they are, like bakery stuff, food. It's easy for me. It's not always so easy for the photographer to like stretch themselves so thin and like be taking pictures for other vendors that are there. But with content creating, like it's so quick for me to be able to take video that I can take all these videos of all the other vendors involved. And I usually like make a separate vendor gallery that I just share. So it's like,
now they have content.
Yeah, now you also have content. Because the whole new shtick with like social media now is like, don't post your work, post you working. Yeah. So people can have more of like a connection.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, they can see what you look like. That's a big thing. Yeah. Like they can know what you look like. They can see how you like operate and stuff like that. So it is important for vendors to like, to have some marketing materials for them too. And you just get it. I've got it. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah. It's easy peasy.
For free. It doesn't cost you anything, right?
I'm not your enemy.
Yeah. And again, it's about working in tandem.
Yeah.
We're all on the same team, and we're all, at the end of the day, we want the same, football over to make the touchdown, right? We want to score for a Pittsburgh analogy. Like we want to get in the end zone and we want to score that touchdown. But I think some education needs to be shed some light on the vendors. I think they need to look at it from a perspective of what's in the best interest of the couple, what's in their best interest as well. And I think it all comes down to communication.
Yeah.
Like reaching out to you and saying, I'm not a fan of content creators. I actually have it in my contract. No other photographers. Can we talk about how you do and what you do? And I'm going to just shout out to my friend, Kaitlyn Logan. Because you worked with her recently. And she was like, I'm not so sure I want to work with, another media outlet on site. And she had just the opposite opinion.
Yeah. They went into it. Her and her husband went into it. They were like, we've worked with content creators in the past and we had bad experiences. And you and I were like, we promise we're not. And you were kind of like a mini content creator that day too. So she had 2 content creators she had to deal with. Yeah. And she said that it was fine, that she didn't even like notice us there. And that's the whole point of it. Yeah. I think that there's a lot of like misconceptions with like how the day will go with a content creator. So
let's face it, you shouldn't be up in the bride and groom's face with your phone. Like if you can't get content standing back 8 feet, 12 feet, like you need to hone in your iPhone skills, right?
Yes.
You need to.
That thing can zoom like times 10.
Yeah, exactly. And the phones these days are so great and shoot in 4K. Like that's really easy to do. And they adjust to light and everything automatically. So I don't see the need for that. And I also think that the content creation in the morning gives the girls a little bit of their giggly, bubbly time when they're getting ready, or the groomsmen, if you go in and visit them, you're getting content that no media or photographer is probably getting until they start through the dress process and stepping into the dress, that sort of thing. So tell me what you see for the future for content creators. What do you think? Where are we going to go?
I think there's still, especially in Pittsburgh, there's still people are like, what is this? And they're kind of like confused on what it is still. I think that we're going to be seeing more and more. They're going to be at like every wedding. I think that a lot of people are like, they're kind of confused on what it is still, but when they see it and they see other people have them, they're like, oh, well, wait a second. Like I do actually like how this looks. Because a lot of people are still looking at it through the lens of like, I don't want to do dances. I don't want to do like trendy videos. I don't like Taylor Swift songs, like all that kind of stuff. And that's not what it is. It really is just like a more laid back type of like videography is how I can like explain it. Like it's another form of videography. Yeah.
And vertical.
Yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And I think the best part of it is that you get like the biggest difference from how you can compare it to videography is that you get everything that I shoot. Like with videography, you're just seeing what the videographer wants you to see when they edit it. Right. So you're just whatever they need to fit. Let's say it's a 5 to 7 minute video. They have to fit whatever they can in that 5 to 7 minutes. But with content creating, you get every single thing that I shoot during the day.
Such as the ceremony.
Yeah. I shoot the ceremony in full. Yeah, dances first and the speeches and all that. You get fully recorded as part of your gallery. Yeah. And then everything else that I take during the day, it's all sent to you.
And you upload that all via Google. You use Google Photos.
I use Google Photos, yeah. So you get a link that's sent to you the next morning. And everything is included in that link. And you can share that link. You can download from that link. All that fun stuff.
Fantastic. And I've used Google Drive for years, and I've never had any problems with it.
I've never
use
had
it for the photo booth company.
Yeah.
And we upload all the images and send it to the client, and it's so nice because they can download it. I have a couple questions for you about some trends that I'm seeing in the wedding industry. So like, and we might do boss it or toss it.
Okay.
You want to do boss it or toss it?
Yeah, we could do boss it or toss it.
So boss it means obviously you love it. Toss it means it's time for it to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to play boss it or toss it. And I saw this just recently, but grandmas as flower girls.
Toss it.
You don't like it?
No. Leave your grandmas in the pews. No. No.
Tell me why.
I just think that that's weird. That's the only reason why. And flower girls are they're so cute and dainty. I don't know.
And I'm going to disagree respectfully and say boss it, because I could rock that flower girl thing going down the aisle.
I do think it's funny. I've seen sometimes groomsmen be flower girls, and I think that's funny. And I've also seen this trend where sometimes at the bridal showers, they have like the waiters be the groomsmen. I think that's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Isn't that funny?
I love that
But they like dress them up like butlers. I think that is so funny.
Oh my goodness. I love that.
Yeah.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take. You
do that. Do that at your bridal shower.
Yeah. Make the groomsmen in like shirtless.
Yeah.
With the bow tie, like Chippendales.
Yeah.
Private vows before the ceremony.
I like that. I think that's cute.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of couples that have done that.
Does it make it redundant? I'm going to go toss it. Because is there a redundancy there and you lose an emotional connection?
Yeah, maybe.
When they walk down the aisle.
But I think it's becoming more and more popular to do like first looks and pictures before the ceremony now. So you just kind of like add that to that whole beforehand part, you know?
Do you think it's because there's a generational a little bit of shyness that the spotlight is on me walking down the aisle, and they're worried about
could be like emotions
speaking and emotions getting the best of them.
Be.
Yeah. So for that reason, I'd say you absolutely, if that's your personality.
Yeah.
If you're a little bit on the shy side, or you're a little bit worried about fumbling over your words, then maybe boss it. Unplugged content for the ceremony.
Well, for me, of course, boss it.
100%.
I think the most frustrating thing for me as a content creator, and I know photographers probably have to deal with this too, when I'm at like the back of the church or the back of the ceremony and all I see are phone screens. That really, really bugs me. Yeah. And I can like, people always say that about concerts and things like that. Like, get off your phone, stop recording the concert, like just enjoy the concert. Yeah. And I've never really like thought about that before, but at weddings, I see it so much where like I'm filming the bride and the groom walking down the aisle, and then like sticking out of the pews is like the iPhone screens. And I'm like, oh, put your phones away. Yeah. And it's just like the bride and groom don't want to see your phone in their face. Like they want to see you. They want to see like your smiling face, your emotions and all that kind of stuff. So just put your phones down. During the reception, sure. Yeah. But I think during the ceremony part, like, please just put your phones down.
and the couples put a lot of time, money, and energy into their wedding, and they want you to be present. They don't need you to be a content creator for them. They need you to be there and be part of the ceremony and be present with them. And so I definitely say toss it too. Actually, I think everyone should go into a wedding and turn their phone off at least for the first 3 hours.
Boss it. You say boss it.
Boss it.
Yeah.
I say boss it. I say boss it. Yeah. And even cocktail hour and into the speeches and everything. Yeah. Like I've seen people sitting at their tables while their speeches and they're on their phone and they're chatting.
I think during speeches, when people are talking and they don't stop talking, during like a couple weddings I've done, they do the prayer before dinner, and the amount of people that it sounds like a cafeteria in that reception. It's just, I don't know.
Disheartening.
It's really, it really bothers me.
Disheartening. And like if you plan to go to a wedding and you do not intend to give unplugged 3 hours of your time to the couple, then maybe you should consider whether you should go or not. Like we are way too attached to our devices and, you know, in connecting with the world, there's nothing that's that important, you know, and if it's an urgent matter, somebody's going to call you, right? Or they're going to let you know. But 100%, I think everybody should ditch the phone for 3 hours on wedding day. And I might be old school, but I'm going to stick to it.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about some of these TikToks.
Yes.
What we were talking about, like these trend videos that, it circles around. It's something different every week.
Yeah.
Boss it or toss it.
I do like them. I do. I think that they're fun. Would I do them? No, but I like to watch them. And I have some couples that are like, before the wedding, they'll send me like TikToks and like, I really want to do this. And then the wedding comes around and I'm like, we have time if you do want to film this TikTok. And they're like, actually, never mind. I think that they're cute and I think that they're fun. And I think that they can be like a funny thing to look back on, especially like a lot of them, the ones like getting ready with your bridesmaids and stuff like that. Like that could be a lot of fun. Like your little girl group doing like a cute little dance.
Yeah.
So for the most part, they're fun.
Yeah, I think if you don't overkill with it, and there's not a huge expectation that it's going to take too much of your timeline, I say boss it.
If we have
one
time,
or two and stick with them.
If we have time, absolutely. But let's not like change our whole timeline around just so you can do this little dance.
And it should be, I think, part of the joy of the experience in being giddy. If you can do it before the wedding, and let's do this. It's just fun and exciting. It kind of helps get them hyped up for the moment. Yeah. And okay, let's talk about this one. The last dance. Private last dance.
I do like that a lot.
Me too.
I think that it's really cute. Especially because like we were saying, it's when you're doing your first dance, like the mother-son dance, the father-daughter dance, like it's just, there's so many things happening around you. Like there's people getting up to go to the bathroom and then there's people getting food and all that kind of stuff. Like it's not really
going to the bar.
Yeah. And it's not about you're just doing the dance to like do the dance. But I think like when everybody leaves, I think that it's a nice little moment to be like, okay, like we did it. The day's over and like here's our last dance.
Yeah. I have one last boss it and toss it. Okay. And this one was not on the list. An Irish goodbye.
Okay, I love Irish goodbyes.
Irish goodbyes. And can you explain what an Irish goodbye is?
Yeah, an Irish goodbye is when you don't say goodbye to the couple. You just leave. I love that.
Me too.
I come from a big Italian family. One of my biggest gripes with my family is that when they go to say goodbye, they don't leave. And people will come up to you and they'll start talking. They're like, bye, good to see you. And then another conversation forms. And then like my siblings and I are standing at the front door and we're like, hello, are we going to leave?
Your feet hurt. Yeah. You're in high heels.
So when you do that,
all night.
when you do that to the couple, because I understand that like you didn't get to talk to them. Maybe you didn't get to go over, they didn't come to your table and stuff like that. So you want to like talk to them. Yeah. But then like, sometimes naturally a line just forms and it's like a receiving line of now the couple has to spend the last half hour of their dancing and their fun saying goodbye to people. I think that you are more than welcome as a guest to just walk out, shoot them a text, be like, thanks for inviting me, had so much fun, see ya.
Irish goodbyes are the new hot thing.
Yeah.
And like it's not disrespectful.
And I do it as a vendor too. If they're busy, I'm just leaving. I'm not. Yeah. I've seen vendors like
go out of their way to say goodbye.
No, I'm heading out. Yeah. You know that I'm there till 7. I'm leaving.
Yeah, no, I agree 100% because, and I'm going to circle back to, this is their wedding.
Yeah.
Whether you're a guest or a vendor, it's their wedding. Let them be present in their moment, however they see fit. And especially, like you said, if they've walked around and they said hello to everyone, or even if they haven't, if it's too big of a wedding for them to possibly connect with everyone, they invited you for a reason because they want you to be a participant in their wedding and be a part of that day. They only have so much social capital before they're expelled because they don't have any more in them to give, and you're exhausting them by putting them in the position where they need to hug you and say goodbye and small talk.
Think that the expectation that the bride and groom have to like talk to all their guests like just needs to go away.
Agreed.
Like, I've seen it with like the bride is like finally like relaxing at her table and then here comes mom and she's like, you didn't go talk to everybody at that table. Leave them alone. We like you should, as a guest, you should just understand that you're there to celebrate them. You're not there to be like around them in a shadow the whole day.
I have goosebumps what you just said. I literally have goosebumps because And I think you're right. I think the older generation, the moms, the grandmoms,
they expect you have to say hello to everyone.
Well, there's been this tradition that's handed down generationally, and weddings have always been traditional where, you have to do this because we did it at my wedding, but that's not the case anymore.
Right.
It's 2026 and it's a whole new era of weddings and brides and a whole new generation, Gen Z, and they see things differently. They're for one, most of them are paying for their weddings themselves.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like dad or mom's picking up the check for the most part. And that's stated, they are entitled to create the vision that suits them and suits their needs. And they shouldn't have to comply to any outdated traditions that I think need to kick to the curb. And I think that's one of them. Let them be present. Let it be their wedding. Surround them by friends and family. They know that you're there. You RSVP'd.
Yes, you were invited. They know. They probably saw a glimpse of you. The conversations and wasting their time does not need to be a thing.
And it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
And I think the guests also don't have perspective of that. That how quickly that day goes for them. By the time they get married and the time the lights are being turned on is like a 5 or a 6 hour window. That goes by so fast. Let them have it. Let it be theirs. It doesn't need to be yours, and definitely doesn't need to be mine as a vendor. No. Like, I try to stay as far away from the bride and the groom as possible. I might at the end of the night, if they didn't get a photo, would you like to get a photo before we close the booth type thing, just as a courtesy. But other than that, it's their moment. It's their time. Let them have it. I enjoyed this conversation with you. Me
too.
I learned so much more about you. You're so talented. You have so much to offer the community. I know that there's going to be hundreds of brides that you're going to be doing weddings in future, and also businesses if you want social content for your business.
Yeah, I do social media managing. I started doing it for Wedding Pros, but I'm talking about doing it with local businesses now because I am full time now. Yeah, doing my KM content studio stuff, which is exciting.
I'm so excited for you, and there's no looking back.
Yeah,
like I can see you having a big brand with other content creators, and you're editing video. I see the future for you, and it's bright.
Thank you.
And so if you could look into that camera and let them know how to find you.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at _KM Weddings. And then my website is www.kaitlynmayer.com.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I want to say that I have the pleasure of working with you on several events and collaborations, and they've all been seamless. So you have my highest endorsement. You're also verified pro on
I am.
PittsburghBrides.com. So you can find her there as well. Kaitlyn Mayer, I know you have a wedding today, so thank you for popping in and doing a podcast with me before the wedding. And I'm going to also ask that you give us some content that we can pop in this video.
Yeah, sure. Well. Of course. Yeah.
If you learned anything about content creation today and this video helped you, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe, right? And you can also follow Kaitlyn on her social media at KM
_KM Weddings.
Okay. You got Of course, I would mess that up. My apologies.
It's fine.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.